sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, get this. Liverpool just crushed Manchester City at the Etihad, and we're going to dive deep into the match report from Liverpool.com to unpack exactly how they pulled it off.
Sounds good.
This win puts them 11 points ahead of Arsenal.
Huge.
So, it's a big deal.
For sure.
We're going to explore some really interesting stuff.
Right.
From Salah's incredible goal-scoring streak to the tactical genius of their manager, Arne.
He's been great.
And, of course, we'll break down what this means for Liverpool's chances of winning the title.
Absolutely. It's amazing how Liverpool didn't just win, but dominated the entire match against a powerhouse team like Man City.
For sure.
Especially on their home turf.
At the Etihad.
Yeah. And the way they shut down City's strengths wasn't a fluke.
Right.
It was a carefully orchestrated strategy.
Yeah, let's start with Mo Salah,
okay,
who just keeps making history.
He's unreal.
He tied with Billy Liddell on Liverpool's all-time scoring list.
Wow.
Putting him one step closer to becoming the top scorer, surpassing Roger Hunt.
That's incredible.
Plus, he's already wrapped up 30 goals and 20 assists this season. Mind-blowing.
Salah's definitely playing at a level comparable to Messi.
I was going to say it's like Messi-esque.
Which adds another layer of intrigue to the rumors about his contract renewal.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but Salah wasn't the only one shining.
Oh, no.
Arne totally outmaneuvered Guardiola with his tactics.
Interesting.
He went with a false nine formation.
Okay.
A tactic Guardiola famously used during his time at Barcelona.
Ah, I see.
It's like he used Guardiola's own playbook against him.
Yeah, so for those not familiar with the term.
Yeah, explain it.
A false nine is a center forward.
Okay.
Who drops back into midfield.
Okay.
Pulling defenders out of position.
Makes sense.
Slott's decision to start Curtis Jones as the false nine was a stroke of genius.
Interesting.
It completely disrupted City's defensive structure.
Hold on. Jones over Nunez and Jota.
Yeah.
Nunez missed that big chance in the last game.
Yeah.
And Jota's been a regular starter since his injury comeback.
Right.
It seems like Slott's willing to prioritize strategy over reputation when it comes to picking his starting lineup.
Absolutely. And it paid off.
Yeah.
Jones's movement created space for players like Salah.
Okay.
And it neutralized City's usually aggressive press, turning their defensive strength into a weakness.
That's incredible. But let's shift gears and talk about Liverpool's midfield.
Okay.
Which has been, a bit shaky recently.
A little bit.
But this game, they were on fire. It was like Gravenberch and McAllister had been replaced with supercharged versions of themselves.
Right.
They were everywhere.
They were all over the pitch. Their positioning and energy shielded the defense, making it tough for City's star players, like De Bruyne and Foden, to get anything going.
But was this a true resurgence for the midfield, or did City just have an off day?
That's a good question.
Their midfield has looked exhausted in recent matches.
Yeah, it has.
And I'm wondering if this performance was a one-off or a sign of things to come.
It's worth noting that City was missing their goal-scoring machine.
Oh, right.
Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
And Guardiola, instead of bringing in extremes players like Bernardo Silva, went with a more attack-heavy lineup with De Bruyne and Foden.
Which put a lot of pressure on their new signing, Omar Mush, who had that hat-trick in the previous game.
He did.
But Liverpool's defense completely shut him down.
They gave him no room to breathe.
No room to breathe.
It makes you wonder if Haaland being there would have changed things for City.
Right.
His absence definitely played a role in their struggles.
For sure.
Particularly against Liverpool's well-organized defense.
All right, so let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
An 11-point lead is massive, and they pulled it off at the Etihad.
Oh.
A place where Liverpool hasn't won a Premier League match since 2015.
That's a long time.
Talk about a statement win.
This wasn't just any win.
Right.
Liverpool showcased the composure control
Yeah.
and defensive strength of a true title contender.
For sure.
They completely outplayed City in every aspect of the game.
What does this win mean for Liverpool's title hopes? It feels like they're running away with it.
They're in an incredibly strong position, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of football to be played.
Right.
Anything can happen.
True, but it's hard not to get excited.
I know, right?
This Liverpool team looks unstoppable. And the way they dismantled Man City.
It was a tactical masterclass.
Yeah.
But now other teams are going to have to figure out how to counter Liverpool's newfound effectiveness.
Right.
Especially that false nine system.
Yeah.
We've seen just how disruptive it can be.
And we can't forget about Salah.
Oh, right.
And his insane form.
Yeah.
Could he actually break Roger Hunt's scoring record this season?
That'd be something else.
So many questions.
I know, so many.
This is what makes the Premier League League's so exciting.
Absolutely.
But we're just getting started with this analysis.
Okay.
There's so much more to uncover.
Looking forward to it. It does feel like a turning point for Liverpool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like they've cracked the code.
They really have.
While we're praising Slot's tactical brilliance,
yes,
let's not overlook Liverpool's incredible defensive performance.
That's for sure.
They practically shut down
Right.
every attempt Man City made on goal.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
It's easy to get swept up in the offensive highlights.
Right.
But their rock-solid defense was the foundation of this victory.
It really was.
Alisson barely had to make a save.
Exactly.
Which speaks volumes about the team's organization and work ethic.
It's like they've tapped back into that defensive strength that made them virtually unbeatable a few seasons ago.
Exactly. That defensive solidity gives their attackers the freedom to take more risks.
Right.
Knowing they have a strong foundation to fall back on.
They can just go for it.
It's a proven winning formula.
Yeah.
And it's clearly working wonders for Liverpool right now.
I'm curious, though,
Yeah.
was the midfield truly revitalized, or did Man City just have an off day? How did their stats from this match compare to their recent performances?
Well, their pass completion rate was significantly higher.
Okay.
And they won a lot more duels in the midfield.
Okay.
But it's also important to consider the context of Haaland's absence for Man City.
Oh, right.
Even with a more attack-minded lineup, they struggled to break down Liverpool's organized defense.
Yeah, speaking of defense, I want to rewind for a second and talk about that moment when Salah scored
Oh, yeah.
and tied with Billy Liddell.
I know.
The atmosphere was electric.
Yeah.
You could practically feel the weight of history in that moment.
It was absolutely a moment for the highlight reels.
I know.
The way he cut inside, leaving Vardiol grasping at thin air.
I know.
And then that calm, precise finish into the bottom corner.
I know. It was
Pure class.
beautiful.
It was a goal worthy of winning any match.
For sure.
Especially a clash of titans like this one.
And the fact that he achieved this milestone in such a crucial game
Right.
makes it even more remarkable.
And remember, he's not just scoring goals.
No.
He's leading the league in assists, too.
Right.
It shows his incredible impact on the team.
Crazy.
Salah's not just a goal scorer.
Right.
He's a complete footballer, capable of creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
He is the complete package.
He is.
It's inspiring to see someone reach such heights.
Yeah.
Through hard work and dedication.
Absolutely.
He's become such a well-rounded player, silencing all those who doubted him early in his career.
He's proved them all wrong.
He has.
He's consistently delivered at the highest level, season after season.
Yeah.
And now he's cementing his place in Liverpool's history.
And he's only 32.
I know.
That's relatively young for a forward.
Young for a forward at this level.
He could potentially play at this level for several more years.
Easy.
Imagine what he could achieve if he stays at Liverpool.
Wow.
And continues on this trajectory.
Right.
He could shatter every scoring record in the books.
Liverpool will be pulling out all the stops to keep him.
Oh, yeah.
He's their talisman.
For sure.
Their leader.
Yeah.
And arguably the best player in the world right now.
At the moment, yeah.
I imagine those contract negotiations are getting very interesting.
I bet.
Yeah.
Speaking of interesting,
Yeah.
let's shift our focus to Man City.
Okay.
Where do they go from here? They've been so dominant in recent years.
They have.
But this defeat revealed some potential vulnerabilities.
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Even with Haaland in the lineup, they've occasionally struggled to break down well-organized defenses.
Right.
This match amplified those struggles.
Okay.
They relied heavily on individual brilliance in the past.
Yeah.
But that's not enough to unlock a team like Liverpool.
Right.
They need a more cohesive and adaptable approach if they want to challenge for the title again.
So what's Guardiola's next move?
Right.
Does he stick with his philosophy and hope that Haaland's return will solve their problems? Or does he need to make some fundamental changes to their system?
It's a tough call.
It is.
He's a brilliant manager.
Yeah.
But even he'll be feeling the pressure after this defeat.
Right.
He needs to find a way to crack defenses like Liverpool's, or they risk falling further behind in the title race.
And it's not just Liverpool they need to worry about.
Right.
Arsenal are still in the mix despite being 11 points behind, and who knows what other teams might emerge as contenders.
Exactly.
This Premier League season is turning out to be one for the ages.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This Liverpool victory has thrown everything wide open.
For sure.
It's a stark reminder that even the most dominant teams can be brought down.
They can be beaten.
It's going to be a thrilling battle for the title.
Absolutely. Before we get carried away with predictions, let's bring it back to this remarkable game.
All right.
What other key takeaways stood out to you?
For me, it was the sheer confidence and swagger that Liverpool played with.
Yeah.
They were unfazed by the occasion or the opponent.
Uh-huh.
They dictated the pace of the game from start to finish.
Right.
And earned that victory without a doubt.
Yeah, they were fearless and relentless.
Right. And that's what makes them so dangerous.
Yeah.
They believe in themselves, and they're not afraid to go head-to-head with any team.
Yeah.
It's that winning mentality that sets them apart.
Yeah.
Guardiola needs to reignite that same hunger and desire in his players.
Right.
If they want to bounce back from this loss.
For sure.
They need to rediscover the drive that made them champions in the first place.
And they have to find a way to counter Liverpool's tactical flexibility.
Yeah, definitely.
That false nine system completely threw them off balance.
It certainly did. Slot outmaneuvered one of the greatest tactical minds in the game.
I know.
And that's a clear indication that he's building something truly special at Liverpool.
He's taken them to a whole new level.
He really has.
And it's only his second season in charge.
Right.
What will he accomplish in the years to come? It's a thrilling time to be a Liverpool fan.
Without a doubt, but it's an exciting time for any football fan.
True.
The Premier League is more competitive than ever.
Right.
And we're witnessing some truly remarkable football.
Before we get too lost in future possibilities, let's bring it back to this game.
Okay.
What were some of the other key takeaways that stood out to you?
What struck me was the collective spirit of the team.
Okay.
They fought for every ball, supported each other relentlessly, and never gave up even when Man City tried to stage a comeback.
Yeah.
That's the hallmark of true champions.
You're right. It's more than just individual talent.
Yeah.
It's that unwavering belief in themselves, that fighting spirit that sets champions apart from contenders.
Absolutely.
And Liverpool has it in spades. They're a true team.
They are.
A united force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. They're greater than the sum of their parts.
I like that.
And with a manager like Slot, who knows how to maximize every player potential,
right,
the possibilities are limitless for this team.
It really makes you wonder, can anyone stop them?
Right.
Could this be the season they finally reclaim their place at the top of English football?
That's the big question everyone's asking.
Yeah.
Right now, they seem unstoppable.
They do.
They play with such confidence and authority. And their depth of talent is unmatched in the league.
Right.
But the Premier League is unpredictable.
True.
And anything can happen between now and the end of the season.
This victory feels different, though.
Yeah.
It feels like a statement, a declaration that Liverpool is back and they're here to stay.
I agree. This win sent shockwaves through the league.
It did.
Other teams will be looking at Liverpool with a newfound respect, even a bit of fear.
Yeah.
They'll be trying to figure out how to counter their relentless pressing, their tactical flexibility, and their explosive attack.
It's going to be fascinating to see how the rest of the season unfolds.
It is.
But one thing is for sure, we're in for a wild ride.
Absolutely. The Premier League is back, and it's better than ever.
I love it.
With Liverpool leading the charge, we're in for a season that will be remembered for years to come.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this incredible match, we're left with one final question. What does this victory mean for the future of the Premier League? Will it spark a tactical revolution? Will it inspire a new generation of players? Will it usher in a new era of Liverpool dominance? Only time will tell. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep the passion for the beautiful game alive.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what